Hey guys, this is Nina, the girl with Get Right Nina, and I wanted to make a video today to encourage the guys and the ladies that are single that it's actually so much fun to be single. Just to encourage you, to let you know that it wasn't until I had a different perspective about being single. And actually, I'm newly single. And that was a choice that I made because at first I didn't make that choice. At first I kept thinking I can change the gentleman. I wasn't thinking that on a more conscious level, more of a subconscious level, thinking, you know what, if I just help make him into the man that God has called him to be, then he'll be the man for me. But the thing about that is, just because I fix something up doesn't mean that that's the gift God desires. I can package something the best way I want to. I can submit it and hit send. But if it's not, okay, it's still not okay. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because a lot of times people who are married want to be single, and people who are single want to be married. And I'm understanding now that being single is beautiful because, one, it allows me to really step back and look at what is my ideal mate, and am I that person? And if I'm honest, and I am honest with myself, I'm not that person. There are areas of my life that I feel like I want to be able to surrender and offer up more to my husband, and I feel like in this state I'm not in that place. I'm more of a liability than an asset. And I think a lot of times we dread being single because we're ready for our, we're ready to have our sex. We're ready for our companion. We're ready for someone to babysit the kids. We don't want to go on vacations alone. We don't want to pay these bills alone. Those are all valid, and I understand because I've been in those places, but those places put you in a place of vulnerability where if you choose someone based on those things, you're going to always miss those areas that do matter most. Are you on the same page as far as money? Do you have the same beliefs as far as disciplining your kids? Are you going to be an enabler and then he's frustrated because he's trying to check the kids, but you want to just go on ahead? I'll tell him, no, you got to be on one accord. And if you know that you are a person who, if you know that you're a person who struggles with letting someone discipline your kids, then maybe this is a season for you to be single and for you to step up and discipline your kids. And then also start to let the people at church or in your community around you check your kids. And when you feel your emotions or attitude arising, check yourself on that. Because if someone's trying to help you and help you raise your kids, unless they're hurting your kids or toxic or abusive, and not because you're sensitive, because there's a difference. I was abused growing up, so for me, it made me very hypersensitive to someone fussing with my kids. I had to come to terms with realizing this is your stuff. You're just being sensitive. So, it's not that this person is being over the top, because you do know the difference when someone is, go set your tail. You know the difference. I mean, come on. You know the difference, just like how you know how it feels for you. But if someone says, yo, man, what's up with these grades? You good? Are you doing? Don't be sensitive to that. So that's why I said, for me, being single is a beautiful thing because of my perspective about being single. When I was in a relationship, I was so thirsty to be, when I wasn't in a relationship, I was so thirsty to be in one. You had different holidays, you had different events, and of course you want to be booed up and stuff. But the crazy thing is, a lot of times as a Christian woman, you end up compromising because, let's keep it real, most churches are filled with more women than men. Unfortunately, a lot of times men, their parents don't instill in them all the time, or they may not have had that upbringing. And most times little girls are raised in church more than men. So instead of focusing on trying to upgrade a man, why not upgrade your prayer life, your consecration life, and let God work in the hearts and minds of the men throughout the world? And your man may not come from your own backyard, but your man may come from a distant land. But if you're praying and consecrating and praying for your future husband, but also at the same time working on the things within yourself, then you don't have to compromise and have a sex life when you know sex out of marriage is wrong. You don't have to compromise on how you feel about money if you're a spender and he a saver, or vice versa. You don't have to compromise on, oh, I want my career. I just got my career up and going, and now he wants me to stop and shut down to support his career. If you focus on, like, that's why I'm enjoying it right now. Because one, I'm not completely happy with my weight. It gives me a chance to focus on my health. I want to be further in my business. It gives me a chance to focus on that. That way when my husband comes along, either I already have a team built, or I at least have my business established enough where when he comes along, I can kind of automate, delegate, and outsource some things where I can still be the wife he needs me to be and still manage the business that's going to bring income in to make our family life comfortable. So there's a great perspective if you can see the benefit and the beauty in being single, and not necessarily looking at it as, dang, I'm by myself and this and that. Sometimes, I know this is probably so graphic, but sometimes we haven't even finished drying up, if you know what I'm saying. Meaning you just got through having sex and laying down with somebody a month, 2 or 3 months ago, but because of the loneliness, you want to fill that void. But you got to give yourself a chance to recuperate. One, you just got through tying your soul to another person. You need time for your body to recuperate, but your spirit and your soul to recuperate. And that recuperation and that regeneration comes from God alone. And that won't happen if you jump right to the next relationship, because all you're going to end up doing is valuing that relationship so much that you end up making that person now your God. And that person now, is going to be dipping his stick in the sauce. And you haven't even fully given yourself the rejuvenation and the recuperation that you need. So I'm enjoying being single. I wanted to make this video to encourage you to see the beauty in being single. Don't just think of the pain of loneliness. Don't just think of, dang, I don't want to go out to eat by myself or to the movies. Learn, what is it that you like? Go to an art museum. Look around. Talk to people. You can have relationships with men. Men can have relationships with women. But you don't have to necessarily make them a romantic relationship. It's fun to have a homeboy and be like, yo, what y'all getting into? You want to go bowling? What y'all got going on over that side of town? What y'all doing? It's cool to do stuff like that, and it's fun to do stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I would love to eventually be married. I say eventually because I'm not in a rush for that. One, because I know what it's like. I've been divorced. I know what that's like. I know how devastating it can be. And I'm not running from a relationship because of the fear of that, but because I know how taxing those things can be. So you have to give yourself a chance to recover. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I wanted to encourage you to say. See the beauty. See the beauty. Have a different perspective. Because trust me, there are some single men and some single women who do just want to go chill and go chill with his boys, go play a video game, cast his cares. But his wife may be insecure, or his wife may be too needy, and he has to cater to her. Or homegirl, she wants to just go straight from work to hanging out at the mall, or go run with her girls, get a pedicure. But her husband had plans for them. She has to submit, or as soon as you get married, you got pregnant. Now you're about to have kids. Now your date nights are going to be, one every 2 or 3 weeks. Or if you do include them have them every week, you're going to be paying a lot of money for child care, unless you got supportive family. So there are some perks and benefits to being single. And I am maximizing them to the fullest, because when I get married, I want to honor my husband and be submissive. And I want to fulfill God's call and purpose of a marriage. And I can't do that if my heart is divided between wanting to still live like I'm single, but wanting to enjoy the benefits and the umbrella, being under that covering of being married. You can't have it both ways. So guys, that's my time. I want to really try and do better about staying under 10 minutes. I see people want the information. They just want you to make it in a concise way where they can really get it, because sometimes all you got is a 10-minute break. So that's my time. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Please like and subscribe if you can. Share the video for someone who maybe feels down and out. And then we'll take it from there. All right, guys. Bye.